Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way Des dribbles up and down the court. Jordy keeps it so fresh on the microphone. I like no interruption when the game is on. I like Forbes slam dunk or Dally take it to the hoop. My favorite play is the alley-oop. I like the pick and roll. I like the give and go. And it's basketball. Huskies, let's go! Right now, Huskie Athletics Presents is with the women's basketball coach, Lisa Thomaidis, who is also the coach of Team Canada. Congratulations on that. Excited for Rio.
Thank you.
Now we're just going to ask you a couple questions about basketball. Do you know what your favorite memory is of basketball?
One would be probably winning our first Canada West Championship with the Huskies, and that was in 2005-06. That really kind of got our program on the map. We went into nationals ranked #1. And the other kind of favorite moment would be in 2012 when our national team went to Turkey and we had the opportunity to qualify for the London Olympics, and we managed to do that on Canada Day.
If you could pick one coach who you could spend a day with, who would that be?
Greg Popovich.
Oh, okay. Of the Spurs?
Yes, of the Spurs, and then I would also want Becky Hammond to be there now too. With her being a paid assistant with the Spurs. I think just seeing that dynamic in action, and obviously two great basketball minds. Becky Hammond actually played on the Russian national team in the London Olympics, who we played against, and actually she was the key reason why we lost that game. We were ahead, and yeah, she was their point guard and ended up kind of being the dagger that sealed victory for them over us. So it would be really cool to see her in a coaching role.
And then what about Popovich? What would you want? What kind of things would you want?
Well, again, I think he's a bit of a quieter guy. He's humble. He doesn't like the limelight, and but again, everyone who plays for him and everyone who knows him knows that he's just a coaching mastermind, and the way he deals with those guys and the amount of respect those guys have for him, I think, again, would be you know, a great environment to be in, and just to see how he fosters that environment.
One more thing.
Uh-oh.
If you haven't picked up your edition of Bridges, front page.
Yes, indeed, from way back when, a few weeks ago. Yeah.
You sign it. There you have it, Huskie Athletics Presents. Go get your edition of Bridges. Catch out the men's and women's team this weekend. Right now, Huskie Athletics Presents is with head coach of the men's basketball team, Mr. Barry Rawlyk. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, nice to have a sit down with you.
So we're just going to pick his brain a little bit, ask him a couple questions. Favorite memory, whether it's with the Huskies, or I know you won a bunch of championships with the Crusaders. If you could pick one.
Oh man, probably seeing Michael Leifers come screaming into the Scotiabank Centre just minutes before our national semi-final in 2010 after he'd had a slight bathroom mishap and cut up his leg. That's got to top it, I think.
That was really gross.
Yeah.
What was the first thing that ran through your mind when he came in?
Well, I was really surprised to see him there, and I was even more surprised that the guy that was driving the ambulance was actually a Carleton fan, the team that we were playing. He was a grad from Carleton, as a matter of fact, and he got him there on time for the game, so I got to tip my hat to the driver for that.
If you could spend a day with a coach, who would that be?
Well, that's a tough one. I get to spend every day here with some pretty good coaches, I'll tell you. But I guess if I had to pick one out of anybody on the planet, it'd probably be Greg Popovich. Well, it's just remarkable how he builds a team, and just his philosophy of how he puts a team together and gets those guys to work together so well. And it'd be really interesting to see that.
It's gonna be a big season, Coach.
Well, thanks a lot. Yeah.